Welcome back to another Mr. Harris RYC reaction video / we talk about the artist, get some lessons. This is a great channel for vocalists to kind of tune in, musicians, producers to kind of get some skill set as well. I got this really cool shirt on, at least I think it's kind of cool. And big shout outs to Broadcom. And we should probably give them a shout out in the link, Rick. Broadcom had this young man at the United Nations speaking about technology and the impact that it has among young people, and specifically around the SDG goals, you know, the 17 Sustainable Developmental Goals, and trying to save the world, at least make the world a better place, right? Or sustain it to be just as cool as it was when we got here. And we're talking about things like clean air and pollution, diversity and inclusion. And so we're doing a tour this summer with young people to get young people involved. And you guys will hear a lot more about that, but this shirt is all about that. And I'm looking for anyone that does like coding and robotics. Please DM me. You know, I want to get my young people and my teachers involved with you guys, all right? So if you do any robotics and some coding, hit me up. All right, there we go. So let's get into this. And of course, my good old buddy Dimash, who never lets us down, right? And he never lets us down, but we never know what he's gonna do, right? So he has definitely presented himself as an artist, but also as a creator. There's a difference. Some artists, you listen to, they sound, you know what you get. If you get this album, I'm not gonna call out any names. I'll call out one. If you buy a Frank Sinatra album, which is great, he's one of the best crooners ever. But you know what you're gonna get when you buy a Frank Sinatra album, all right? We never know what we're getting with Dimash, so let's just see what we got today. It's like open up a package. Oh, goody. All right, what's the name of this song, Rick?
All right, this song is El Amor en Ti.
El Amor?
El Amor en Ti.
Okay, so we're in Spanish today.
Yes, which I believe that means
amor.
My love for you.
My love. I know why amor is my love. I don't know what the other part is. All right, cool. So.
And this one was recommended to us by a subscriber named Ann Noyes.
Thank you, Ann. I thank Ann. So if we love this, Ann, big ups to Ann. If we don't love this, Ann, we're gonna all DM your box. All right. All right, but I'm pretty sure you know you're with the winner, which is Dimash. So let's check this out. Was that a cake?
Son parte d'un fin e che abrazarlas todas paralelas ser encontrarle los que hay ansía la ver puede comprender que estas tormentas negras son parte d'un fin que abrazarlas todas y la besaros, alegría en las almas, paz pongan.
I love that part.
Interior, pares, pares.
That is too much to unwrap on this short little video. First of all, my brain is full, it's scrambled like eggs right now. It's too much. Rick, this is too much.
Yeah.
Man, let me just tell you how I'm feeling, right? And I have a lot of questions. I'm slightly confused. First of all, the production was amazing, right? Holograms, I guess I can call them holograms, just like what they were. It's just so dope. The black one, does that because the lyrics was kind of hard to follow the lyrics, feel what was happening. I was confused a little bit with the audience because one audience looked dark, one audience looked light, and I believe there's messages in all of this, and I was trying to capture those messages. So could somebody help me with that? Did you notice that? Was that a lighting or what was going on there with the audience?
I didn't notice it throughout the
You didn't notice that?
to be honest.
Because you had some of them who were filming and taping, they were in darkness. Then you had others where the light was on them and they had this thing that they were waving even, right? I was trying to gather the message in that. So when the first verse was happening, it was a sense of gray cast over sky, some level of darkness, right? That the message that was given. Then the Great White Hope kind of showed up. It's like what it appeared to be for me, more positive lyrics. You could turn to me kind of thing. I was trying to read that at the same time going along. I wasn't sure what the red cape.
I noticed when the red character came out, he started speaking more about storms. So for me, it was probably like temptation or darker times.
Darker, even darker time.
Yeah.
Bad moments, bad times,
moments,
right?
Yes.
Okay, bam. Then when he appeared, I was looking at holograms. They weren't moving and it was him speaking. And so is the message in terms of like the split of himself? I'm not saying I'm not expecting you to have all the answers to this, but somebody out there, because you guys, see, I want you to remember, this is my first time seeing it, right? And so I'm telling you, now, you probably had the same thoughts, if you look at things in depth like I do, but then you probably had time to research this, right? I don't have that opportunity right now. So like, I'm curious to know, were we looking at almost like a reprobated mind in a sense, like, hey, there's good, there's evil, and there's outcomes. The red could be the outcomes of bad in your life. And then the role of him is he's an individual who has these three, right? That's what my takeaway was from it. But let's get away from the video for a second. I did like the Michael Jackson stuff that was going on. We talked about it in the other song as well. Like, I saw the skip across the stage. I saw the pants that were high and the socks and the shoes. I love it. And if Mike was still around, I know Michael Jackson would appreciate this. Because he appreciates an experience. And let's talk about that for a second. So I often say that music does two things. It brings about a feeling when you hear certain music. If you play a classical piece, it makes you feel some kind of way versus, hip hop or rap music, right? But then it also gives out information. So whatever you're singing about in terms of those words, it's deploying information. Those are the two things that music does. But if you're really, really good, if you're amazing, then you create an experience. That's what this was. This was an experience, right? So like every artist can't do that. It's not talented enough to have that or have the wherewithal to make it happen. This was an experience. So if you're there, like look at what we're talking about. We didn't even talk about the music yet. We're talking about the experience of the video, the production, the holograms, the audience, all that other kind of stuff. Very, very amazing. Vocally, of course, he did his thing. And this is where I think he's good. Like, he's got this part solid. So no matter what experience Dimash brings to you, he brings you Dimash. And what do I mean by that? In relationships, we have expectations. We talk about this all the time. Like, if I buy a Dimash album, I want to hear some high notes. I want to hear some low notes. I want to hear some riffs. I want to hear some runs. I want to hear you do things with your placement that most people can't do. I don't care what experience music you do, whether you do it in Spanish, whether you do it in Russian, whether you do it in a classical piece, whether you do it in an R&B. I need you to do those things in that music. And that's what he consistently does. So that way, there's never a letdown. Even if you don't really like the song, the message, the genre, it's still him. So you're still hearing his amazing voice, his amazing talent through that. I thought this was like really, really good. Out of all the songs I've heard, in terms of the experience, this is one that I want to experience over and over again. Because even before I read your comments, and I know you're going to comment, I can't wait to read them. I look forward to them. But I want to see what kind of experience I get when I look at it a second time. Like, is there another message there for us? But who recommended this?
This was from Ann Noyes.
Ann. Good job, Ann. We appreciate that. So keep the party going, folks. If you got other songs, other artists, other Dimash videos you want us to check out, Dimash will always have a home on this channel. Always. He is definitely one of my favorite of all time. I'm so close to saying he's definitely my favorite singer of all time. Vocalist, hands down. He's that guy. I just can't wait to see where this takes him. I can't wait till the whole world kind of knows about who he is. We need to get him on a soundtrack. I'm saying I wish I had that power to make that call. Einstein, I need you to hook Dimash up on your next Avatar movie. Yes, he needs to have the closing song. Thank you very much. Because then everyone gets a chance to know who he is. All right, we're out. Don't forget, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you for watching. If you're at this point, if you watched in its fullness, appreciate that. Please share. We want to definitely grow the channel. And in closing, we always say, make sure you love yourself. All right? But after finish loving yourself, whatever little bit of love you got left, make sure you share and give that to somebody else. I know that would make Dimash very happy, and it would make me totally excited, and it would make the world a much better place. Ciao.